Parkland High, Tristan Dawson. Litzy Castello Oliveira. Myself, Gufran Abd here. Winston-Salem Prep, Serenity Hextall. Aranza Cortez Arana. Walkertown High, Kaya Newton Roseborough. Brittany Speaks. All right, that concludes our roll call.
Awesome, thank you, Gufran. I believe just for note purposes, I think that Daniel Reyes has an excused absence due to a project. So just to have that down. Next on our approval for minutes. So last meeting, we did not have a quorum. So we just discussed a couple things that were upcoming at that time, such as the youth trust talks, as well as the annual report to the council. Do we have anyone who participated, either the trust talks or the annual report to council, to speak on how it went?
I know Ava and I both participated in the annual report to council, and it went really well. We had basically just summed up everything that the Youth Advisory Council has done over the year, including like the conferences or volunteering, everything our members have been involved in, all the tiny little things. So yeah, and it went really well.
That is amazing. And then I also have a list of who was present for the last meeting, which was, I can put this also in the chat as well. But it was Jella Page Thomas, Daniel Reyes, Jacob Taylor, Jada Taylor, and then me in the chat.
Oh, Addis, do you want me to send the minutes in for approval, or
what did you say?
Yes.
All right. I was wondering if you wanted me to send the minutes in for approval, because I have who was here last meeting.
Oh, that'd been perfect.
Okay. I will send it in chat in a second.
And once that's sent, everyone can take a second to review over it so we can do a vote to approve the minutes.
While they're doing that, you mentioned trust talks as well. Did somebody want to talk about their experience there and how that went that night?
I would love to. I'm sorry for joining late, but with the trust talks, the people who showed up were Danny, Jordan, Jeremiah, Litzy, and I, and that experience was wonderful. It was definitely an eye-opener for what we learned about how adults view the safety, and how there's a difference definitely between how teens view it and how the adults view it. But it was a great thing to be able to gain the ability to facilitate something so important. I wish that we had more turnout, but I mean, hopefully if we do the trust talks next year, then we will have greater teen turnout. So.
What do you guys think about how we get more young people when we trust talk?
I believe maybe outreach, like for teenagers in the platforms that they predominantly use, like maybe posting on the city of Salem's Instagram, social media outreach, Announcements in schools would go a long way. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was just a lack of people knowing about it.
Yeah, I would also like to harp on that idea. I do know that Jeremiah posted a lot to social media, and I'm really glad that he did, because I think that it definitely, like, if we have more people doing that, like, not just a select few, and I believe that Jayla did as well, and I'm not sure if Jordan did. I feel like Jordan did, I'm not sure. But I do know that some of us definitely did post to our social media, and I think that if it wasn't just a select few, if it was more of us, like the majority of the group posted to social media, it'd be great. And then also what Gufran said, like school announcements and making it prevalent in the schools, that the schools know this is happening, because that's really how you reach the majority of teens. So.
I also think that along with like making it accessible for a lot of students, also making it portraying it as a more comfortable environment, I think that kind of it is a little bit scary talking to a lot of adults about certain issues in the school system or talking about trust with police officers, things of that sort, because those are quite heavy topics and it can be a little nerve-wracking talking about those things. So I think also breaking down how it is a comfortable and a safe space to be able to talk about those things to bring change through both talking to the youth as well as working with adults who are in these positions to help out.
Creating a safe space.
Has everyone had time to review the minutes? Okay, awesome. So may I have a motion to approve the minutes from the April 25th meeting?
I motion to approve the minutes from the April 25th meeting.
Can someone second that motion?
I second that motion.
Awesome.
All right. Are we going to hold a roll call vote?
I think we went back to, we went to 6 people. Is that okay still? I think we should.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Oh,
8. I see 8.
you're good. Oh, okay.
All right. So roll call vote or?
Good to go.
Okay. Atkins Max Chen.
Aye.
Kennedy Hyde Jeremiah Washington.
Aye.
Jordan Moore. Jordan Moore. Oh, I think your sound isn't working. Could you type in chat? All right, I'll come back to you. Middle College Jayla Page Thomas.
Aye.
Early College Jacob Taylor.
Aye.
Jada Taylor.
Aye.
Reagan High Ava Binner.
Aye.
All right. And all right, Reynolds Addison Truesby.
Aye.
Parkland High Gufran Ave, myself. Aye. And has Jordan come back? All right. I believe Jordan attempted to say aye, but her sound wasn't working. So that concludes the roll call vote for the minutes.
All righty, the ayes have it. The minutes for last meeting have been approved. Next on our agenda, we have the youth expression wall and the end of the year celebration. We kind of touched on it with last meeting, just talking about kind of the history of it with YAC, and we ended off with an idea about what to do with the wall, such as tying the art that we do on the wall to our annual project as a suggestion for that. But we definitely can discuss right now a couple of things that we can do with the youth expression wall. If anyone has any ideas of what they would like to do. And in the past, we have done all sorts of different artwork for that. We've done a couple of things with like more so community focus. We've done like abstract art for our wall. So a lot of ideas, we're open to a lot of ideas with this.
Hey, Addison, can you mention what the suggested or discussed dates were? Does any, or if you don't have it, Gifron or anyone else, do you recall what those dates were? Or that date? I think y'all kind of liked one date better than others.
The date that, like, in the minutes that y'all were kind of landing around was June 16th, but it was still like up for discussion for whenever we had a quorum.
Thank you.
June 16th?
Mm-hmm.
What is everyone's thoughts on June 16th?
Yeah, I can't say for sure, but I'm pretty sure I'll be okay for that date.
I know for a fact I will not be able to make that day because I have a pageant that day.
What were the other dates available that we brought up? I don't see on the last meeting notes. Does anyone have that? The other possible dates?
I have it off the top of my head that June 8th and 9th were also discussed, but those were also struck down as possible graduation practice dates. So
yeah, I've got graduation practice that day. I'm a junior marshal, so I have to help with the stuff.
And also remember, we did talk about the first week of June, the 1st or the 2nd, because the 16th was, we were concerned that we would lose everybody, especially the seniors, and we wanted to be able to include the seniors, because remember the discussion was about having when we had the meeting, and as opposed to when we were going to meet, if it was too close to each other or whatnot. So keep that in mind as well.
Memorial Day weekend was also brought up.
I would like to chime in on this. I think that the first 2 weeks of June are very difficult to manage the wall painting, because I know that with the first and second week, that's a lot of exams going on. And then the second week's weekend is also graduation. So I think Memorial Day weekend, that's this upcoming weekend, correct? That would be ideal, but also timing is very short with that. But if we already have a theme, I'm sure that we could follow through with that. But I really like the 16th. I think that it's a good time, or maybe even sooner, like that Monday, so we could try to get all the seniors, and so people wouldn't have to worry about exams or graduation.
Absolutely. I think that on the 11th, after graduation, a lot of us seniors are trying to go to senior beach week if possible. But I'm willing to do that Monday or sometime that Tuesday, the 12th or the 13th. If that's on the table to do. I just think it'll be a little bit hard with the 16th and just straight after graduation. Jacob, you're a senior. Do you have any thoughts on the dates?
Well, personally, I'm already graduated, and
Right, that is right.
I remember last meeting, one of the big topics that were brought up were that this being on the same day as our meeting, correct? Like, so we can fill in the spot for the meeting that we were going to have on the second Tuesday of the month.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I believe what Jacob's referring to is instead of having a June meeting and the end of year celebration slash wall painting, was to have the wall painting be the June meeting.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah. But from what I'm hearing, Memorial Day weekend sounds like our best shot, because it sounds like a lot of people are not going to be, like, after like the first 1 or 2 weeks of June, they're not going to be around.
So just for clarity, are you all thinking Friday? Because it is a holiday weekend, so we have to think about city staff who would have to be there with you all, and any prepping and things like that that may need to be done. I don't know how everyone would feel about that on staff. If Erica is not available and able to be there, then that would not work. So we have to consider that that is a holiday weekend. And so for city staff, they are off. Everybody will be off. Not Friday, but they will be off Monday. But some people may have taken Friday off, or they may plan to be out of town over the weekend. That's why I was asking, are y'all thinking Friday or what?
And that might be a short turnaround, considering having to get materials for painting the wall and
Yes,
organizing the exact time we'd be meeting.
that's true too.
And we also, I do need to let the city know to make sure that the wall is whitewashed. It may be clean now, but it just needs to be, that needs to be taken into consideration. So what about, the 6th? Are we done with exams, or where are we in life? Again, we're talking about that evening.
If it's in the evening, then I think that's okay. But also, I do know that there is a few exams that do go on that day. I know specifically it's the Math 3 final. That's all I know, but I'm sure that there's others. So I don't know how energetic people may be regarding like attending, painting the wall and everything and coming to the last meeting, because that's a pretty hefty exam. But of course, if we have to compromise, I think that either that or the 7th. Is the 7th possible? Or I think the 7th would be a best bet, but that's only based on my knowledge of when my final exam would be done, like that exam. But I think the 7th, 8th is probably our best bet, because I think the 9th is when the graduation they start. So
Right, and I'm assuming rehearsals will start on the 8th. Does anybody have graduation rehearsals on the 7th? Are you waving your
Yeah, I
hand?
have graduation rehearsal at 2 o'clock on the 7th.
Okay. Now I'm new to expression wall, so I'm not sure exactly what time it starts. We kind of start activities.
In the last meeting, it was discussed that since it's like a little hotter during June, that in the past, they have had it more in the evening, like from 5 to 8 kind of times. So yeah.
That's true, Gufron. Yes, always whenever YAC has done the youth expression wall, because it is in June, we do not start before the evening hours. So typically YAC will decide to get started no earlier than 5, no later than 6. And then a couple of hours to do the wall. And remember, while you're painting, you'll have pizza and drinks and music playing. You'll have tents and chairs. So all of that'll be going on, just for you all to relax, kick back, and just get the wall done the way you want. So yeah, it's always in the evenings for that reason.
So Max, do you, and I don't want to single you out, but do you have any specific plans after graduation practice? Are y'all doing something? Y'all hanging out? You got family time?
I think I could probably make it.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't know exactly what I'm doing after, but I probably am not doing much. So, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so June 7th is certainly an option, and then June 16th was the other option, correct? Or June 13th? Y'all put out a couple of different dates.
I personally love June 7th. I think that it would be a nice way to wrap up the year with YAC. What is everyone else thinking about it? You can put it in the chat, or you can go, say it. Is anyone leading towards a certain date, the 7th, 13th, or 16th?
I completely agree with you, Addison. I think the 7th is probably our best shot at getting everybody included.
7th sounds perfect.
I agree.
Jordan, Jeremiah, y'all the graduates? Yes? No? Yay? Not at all? Absolutely not?
I like the 7th.
Alrighty then. If it's okay, I think we can go ahead and do a vote on, or first a motion to set the date for the youth expression wall painting to be on June 7th. May I have a motion for that?
Motion to set the date for the youth expression wall for June 7th.
Awesome. May I have someone to second that motion?
I second that motion.
Alrighty, let's do a roll call vote to get that set in.
All right. Atkins Max Chen.
Aye.
Early College Jacob Taylor.
Aye.
Jada Taylor.
Aye.
Middle College Jayla Page Thomas.
Aye.
Kennedy High School Jeremiah Washington.
Aye.
Jordan Moore. Jordan, if you could type that in the chat, because the sound still isn't working. All right. We'll come back to that. Reagan High Ava Banner.
Aye.
Reynolds Addison Truzzi.
Aye.
Parkland High Gufran Abt, and myself, aye. That concludes our roll call vote.
Alrighty, the ayes have it. The motion has been approved. So we will have our youth expression wall / end of the year celebration on June 7th from 5 to 8, about that time. Okay. Next, we have the
Hey, Addison.
Yes.
I'm so sorry. I was just going to jump in and say, everybody, please remember, bring your siblings, bring some younger family members, friends. This is supposed to be for all youth. So it doesn't have to just be the youth council. You can bring your friends from school, from the community, whatever, it doesn't matter. And everybody will be painting together. But what we will need is to know if you are planning to bring people, because we have to make sure we have enough food and drinks. And also, can somebody please volunteer to be in charge of music? And we need somebody to volunteer to make sure we have speakers. We need to have enough speakers so that you all can enjoy the music while you're painting. And if you want to bring a chair, you can, but usually you all are at the wall painting, so you don't really sit. But I'm just saying, if you want to, you can. But spread the word. You remember what you said about Trust Talk. So spread the word about this.
Is there a limit to how many people you kind of want us to invite? Like, do you want us to invite our whole school, or like what's kind of the limit on that?
If you invite your whole school, you still need to have an RSVP something going so that you can have a head count. I mean, we can't feed all of everyone in the Winston-Salem County school system, but, we just need to have a head count, because otherwise, well, it may end up being like that anyway. If it's a lot of people, it may end up being first come, first serve. And we really want to make sure the youth council at the very least gets a chance to, eat something before it's all gone. Oh, Gufran, I see your hand.
Yeah, so I was just wondering, so whenever we're like telling our peers about this, it is going to be June 7th. At what time? At where?
Y'all said 5 to 8, correct, Addison?
Right. I think we talked about 5 to 8 p.m.
Okay. And so y'all can do it one of two ways. You could either have like the first maybe half hour or so just for you, so that you're helping to get things set up and you can grab a bite to eat first. And then you can have everybody else come like at 5:30, 6 o'clock, and then you can wrap up at 8, or everybody can come all at one time, including y'all, and you can be there at whatever time, 5 or 6 o'clock, and it's just a free for all. It's totally up to you.
All right. What would the address be?
I don't have the address in front of me, but it is at Winston Square Park. It's right beside the Milton Roads Art Center on Spring. Sprague, geez, wrong side of town. On Spring Street.
I'm getting your address right now. It's the part where
Thank you, Erica.
they have the steps and the water feature downtown.
Has a little bridge and the little waterfalls. There's a big parking lot across the street.
Okay, the address is 310 Marshall Street.
Sorry. Thank you. Y'all didn't need to listen to me. Strike Spring. It's Marshall Street.
Well, it's between. Well, no, it's between Marshall and Spruce. But the actual address, right.
There you go. They still didn't need to listen to me, Erica. I still had it wrong. I'm saying Sprague, Spring, Spruce. Okay, sorry, YAC. But it's easy to spot. It's easy to spot.
So everyone, I'm gonna make a flyer in Canva, and I will send it out so you guys can like repost it. And yeah, we can get people to like RSVP by telling us, and then we can give that to
they need to it would be nice if they RSVP to you by the 6th. I know that's not but at least we'll get a good number, so I'll know how much to order. And I'll know if I need to pick up extra paintbrushes or anything else. We have some, and I was going to get some, but that'll give me an idea of what we might still need. Okay.
And Gufran, I think that on your flyer, if you could say something about, do you have artistic skills or something like that? Because it would be really helpful if you had some folks who were really good at drawing or at painting. Because usually what you all will do is somebody who's pretty good will do an outline on the wall. Like, for instance, one year, I think the city's skyline was on the wall along with whatever message. Somebody did an outline of the city skyline first. And that way, everyone else, all they had to do was just go up to the wall and paint in the rest of it. So it would be really good, unless one of you all is really artistic, that would be great. but if not, just asking for some artistic people to particularly pay attention and come would be great. Some youth, artistic youth.
All right. Will do.
I think Jeremiah had his hand up too. Sorry.
I just really quickly wanted to speak for Jordan Moore. She sent me a message to relay saying that she can't access Zoom. She's having some technical difficulties. So I just wanted to say that real quick.
Thank you, Jeremiah. Thank you, Jordan.
All righty. Thank you so much, Gufran, for taking the initiative on making the flyer. And let's just make sure we try to get this word out as much as possible so we can get a lot of youth to help out. I personally am not the best artist, but hopefully we'll have some people who can draw the outline at least. I can color in the lines for sure. So, but this is usually a really fun event. So I look forward to doing this. Let's go to our next part of the meeting, which is talking about the Yakety Yak newsletter. I believe last meeting, it was some discussion as to topics for the newsletter. I could be wrong.
I was going to say, Addison, in the email I sent, it was in the actual newsletter was in the email I sent you guys last week.
I don't know why. I looked at the last meeting. I looked at the last meeting. So I was like, wait, I feel like we did this, but I guess
right. Yes. So it was a lot. It was a lot in that email. It was the newsletters. It was your excuse letters. If you went to SYC and a couple of other things. So I do know that I tried to cover quite a bit in that email. So it was in there. I just wanted to say you guys did a phenomenal job with submitting your articles. Thank you very much. I also tried to highlight some of the other things that you guys have been doing individually, and give you some kudos for that. And then also, we tried to make sure we recognized our graduating seniors. So that was it. I just wanted to say you guys did a great job, and it looks super awesome. Check it out when you get a minute. Share it with your folk, whatever. You guys are awesome.
Absolutely. Please make sure to go and look at the newsletter. They always do a great job. So the next on the meeting agenda is graduation cords and SYC certificates. Okay.
Some of you have already gotten your cords. I have placed your cords and your certificates from, they gave them to us at the SYC meeting in Wilmington, Wrightsville Beach. So I have placed them all individually in an envelope with your name on it. So if you have not already picked it up, it will be at City Hall at the guard station for you. So all you have to say is, I am here to pick up this envelope, and it already has your name on it. Okay. And that's pretty much it.
You said it was the City Hall guard station?
Yes, right when you come in City Hall and you have to check in. And so I didn't want you guys to have to check in and go through security, come down to the office. So all you have to do is just say, I'm here to pick up my cord and certificate, and they will hand you an envelope with them both in them. Jacob, do you want me to just give yours to your dad or your certificate since you already have your cord?
Whichever one you see first. I think I might be up at City Hall tomorrow. So if you're there, we can exchange then.
Okay, good deal.
All right, thank you.
No problem. That's it.
All righty then. Next we have some staff reminders and information. Just to kind of go over what we discussed within this. the Youth Expression Wall event, June 7th, 5 to 8. Remember to, once we get the flyer sent out, to send it out, post it on social media, get the word out. Also for our seniors who have not already gotten their cords and certificates, make sure that you go to the City Hall guard station to go and pick up your envelope, which will have your name on it. Did I miss anything?
I have a question. So my question was, because we talked about the wall, is there a theme for the wall? Is it going to be centered around gun violence? Because I know we did our annual project on that, and we also attended the trust talks. So I was just wondering like what the theme would be for that, because I know like that question might come up if we're inviting people.
So last meeting, there was a suggestion about surrounding it around our youth violence project, but we also could do something more so about the community. What are you guys thinking about that?
When it comes to gun and gang violence for the wall, I really like that idea, but to also tie it in with the community, we have had some losses in the community, especially in our youth. So I was thinking we could like make it sort of a memorial slash like awareness type of thing for those that we lost to gun and gang violence this year within our youth in the community, because I know that hit really hard for the areas in which they resided in.
I think that's a wonderful idea. What is everyone else's thoughts on that?
I love that idea. I really do. If we can get like at least pictures of each of the people, like some people that we lost in the community, especially youth from gun violence, and then we can get like, I don't know if this is really a nice idea, but you know how some of those TikTokers do like portraits with no face of it, but they're that person? We could do drawings of that on the wall and then put like their lifespan on there. Like, I really like that idea. I really do.
So if everyone's kind of on the same page about it, we can definitely do the idea about doing a painting about the loss of youth due to gang violence, youth violence, and we don't have to solidify necessarily the image. I think that we can definitely keep talking about ways that we want to portray the image leading up to the date, but if we can all agree on at least the general umbrella idea about what we want to do on the wall.
Also, I would like to clarify, maybe, we would probably have to contact the families and the loved ones of the victims beforehand, but also to make it more of like a remembrance of their lives, make it a positive thing rather than kind of focusing on how it ended. So kind of remembering who they were within the community, and yeah, make it a positive memorial.
So YAC, I think you all might need to vote. It sounds like you may need to vote to make this official. If you'd like to make the youth violence memorial wall your theme, then you can go ahead and vote on that. And then as Addison said, you could work out the details as the date draws near.
Absolutely. Can I have a motion to approve of the idea of for the youth expression wall, having the idea of portraying the effects of youth violence, teen gang violence? I'm sorry if that was a little confusing.
I motion to approve the ideas that we have discussed to make it a remembrance and adhere to our annual project, the youth expression wall.
Can someone second that motion?
I second that motion.
Awesome. Let's have a roll call vote.
All right, roll call vote time. Atkins Max Chen.
Aye.
Early College Jacob Taylor. Jada Taylor.
Aye.
Reagan High, Ava Banner.
Aye.
Kennedy High, Jeremiah Washington.
Aye.
All right. Middle College, Jayla Page Thomas.
Aye.
Reynolds Addison Truzy.
Aye.
Mount Tabor Madison Williams.
Aye.
Reagan High, Jordan Moore.
Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can. Wow.
Okay. Aye.
Great. Okay. Parkland High, Gouffre Nabs, myself. Aye. That concludes our roll call vote.
Awesome. The ayes have it. The motion is approved. If we don't have any
Addison,
more. Yes, ma'am.
we do. We might have one more. We have one more. We have someone else who is joining the meeting right now, and it actually is tying in with the vote that you all just took, because we want to make sure that we're taking into account all of the security measures that we need to take into account. Typically, when you all do the youth expression wall anyway, we always have a police presence. And so that's just what we do, because we're out there, and the public can stop in, of course. Anyone from the public can stop by, and particularly, like we said, youth, we're inviting them to come. But before I even jump into that, one thing I want to say too is when we circulate the flyer that Gouffron has volunteered to draft for us, let's not put a lot of emphasis on the food part, because again, we got to make sure we can handle that. And so the main thing is to focus on making sure YAC is covered. And I do think that it is a good idea for y'all to do that up front. So you may want to talk about whether or not you do want to have a little pre-thing for the youth council only before everyone else is invited to join. And so if that is what you'd like to do, I do recommend that you vote on that as well. And then we'll jump back to the other piece about the security measures.
All righty. Can we have a motion to, or what is everyone's thoughts about the idea about us having our own eating session before the painting starts, and then we all paint together with our friends and loved ones? Is that okay? May I have a motion to approve that?
Just to clarify, would it be like 5 to 6 would be Youth Advisory Council only, and then 6 to 8 it would be open to the public?
That sounds good.
You could do something like that, whatever time you'd like.
I think 5 to 6 is good. That way people can still have the time to come when it's a little bit brighter outside. And
it'll give you guys enough time to make sure you're set up as well. Because 30 minutes is not a long time to set up and eat. And I would have done some setup for you, but this is your guys' project, so.
absolutely. May I have a motion to approve for YAC having private eating from 5 to 6, and then 6 to 8, the we all join in to start painting the wall?
I motion to approve that YAC will have the private eating from 5 to 6, and then we'll start painting the wall from 6 to 8.
May I have someone second that motion?
I second that motion.
All right, let's do a roll call then.
All right. Atkins Max Chen.
Aye.
Early College Jacob Taylor.
Aye.
Jada Taylor.
Aye.
Middle College Jayla Page Thomas.
Aye.
Reagan High Kennedy High Jeremiah Washington.
Aye.
Jordan Moore.
Aye.
Reagan High Ava Banner,
Aye.
Mount Tabor Madison Williams,
Aye.
Reynolds Addison Truzy,
Aye.
and Parkland High, myself, Gufron Abt, aye. That concludes our roll call vote.
Alrighty, the ayes have it. The motion is approved. I believe there was one more thing to discuss about security.
Yes, there is one more thing to discuss. And also, I'm trying to do like a couple of things here at once to get this link to send out. But anyway, so you all want to just have a 1 hour session, well, not really a session, but a time frame during which you will be planning and talking about what could be on the wall, A, B, setting up or helping with setting up, and then C, making sure you grab something to eat. So that's pretty much it, right?
Right.
Okay. Erica, did we need to provide any other reminders, or do we need to include anything else in this for YAC before we say that's good for you? I know that, like you said, you'll be helping some, but we do want to make sure that we're not forgetting anything else. And I did go ahead and mention speakers and music, but I want to make sure that there's nothing else for the good of the order, because they won't meet again until that day.
Not that I can think of, but I would like to see the flyer before you send it.
Oh, yes, absolutely. That's something I did definitely mean to say.
I absolutely trust you.
We do need to see the
just wanna
flyer.
see it.
Oh yeah, not about trust at all. Not at all, Gufron. We know that you've got it and everything, but we do, we need to make sure that we're at least able to say that we saw it.
Other than,
and your timeline for having that is when? Erica, did you set a date for when you needed to have the?
I did not. ASAP,
Okay.
obviously, because we at this point we're at 2 weeks, so about 2 weeks. So it's really on you. How ahead of time you get it out is how you can get it out to your friends and classmates. So that's absolutely on you guys.
So Gufron, any ideas about how quickly that could be? Not to put too much pressure, but we're just trying to make sure everybody knows when to anticipate and be ready.
I could for sure get it done by tonight. It wouldn't take long at all.
Okay.
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay. All right. But anyway, moving on until, I think we have Dr. Peoples-Joyner up here. Dr. Peoples-Joyner, are you able to hear us and see us?
Yes, I can hear you. Hi, everyone. How's everyone doing?
Hello.
Good.
We're doing good.
Great. I am in Texas, El Paso, Texas, getting ready to present at the NUSA conference. Thought I would take a break to listen in on your meeting. But guys, I'm going to be very honest with you. I don't think it's a good idea to open the painting to the general public. When we talk about youth violence and we talk about a memorial, we're talking about gangs from across the city of Winston-Salem. We're talking about an event that could be like the freak meet that with the shooting that just happened in Winston-Salem a few weeks ago. It was an open invitation to the community and everyone thought it was a party. I don't want that to happen. So for safety reasons, I need you guys to really think about that. Again, if we're talking about youth violence, if we're talking about the memorial, we're talking about the Bloods and the Crips, and we're talking about the 02 gangs who all lost youth in this community that's going to come with their colors on, and anything could happen. It's a great idea but it could go to the left really quick. If you open that up to the general public, they're going to think it's a party. They honoring my boy. I'm getting ready to go over there. We're going to party downtown Winston-Salem. I need you guys to really think about that. Yes, we're going to coordinate to have our foot patrol unit. We could even have our gang unit out there, but why do that? If I'm telling you all that doing that, it could go to the left. When you start seeing the red bandanas, the blue bandanas, the green bandanas, well, you're honoring my boy, so I'm coming. He died from gun violence. What are you going to tell him? Oh, you can't help us.
That's right.
You're not gonna pat down. We can't do that to juveniles. I have 8th graders shooting up houses that lost a boy to gun violence, who's out retaliating against the young lady who set him up. So again, I need you guys to think about that. I don't think there should be a flyer opening this up to the general public. I think if you want some of your friends to come, it should be invitation only, like we've done in the past. Friends and family, not the general public. And I definitely would say again, for the 4th time, it's a good idea regarding the gun violence. But if you're going to say something about my child or my homeboy, I'm going to be there, which is going to bring the entire gang. And the gang from the other side of town is going to know that gang is going to be there. And then we're going to have gun violence. So you're going to be creating some gun violence and not even knowing what you're doing. So comments, questions?
Dr. Pam, thank you so very much for that. It's really unfortunate. That's unfortunate that we even have to consider that. It's the same thing when we were in a Juneteenth meeting and we had to consider some other things that just have not been an issue before. So thank you so very much for bringing that issue to light, because we absolutely do not want to be
you just don't want to be.
Right.
Just like
Absolutely.
with Juneteenth, I'm on duty that day along with my officers because of the gun violence. We've already been down in the security look. I mean, we have to be safe. And I also, for that, I have undercover for Forsyth County Sheriff's Department. They're not going to be on duty, but they're going to be around helping me out in kind.
Mm-hmm.
So, guys, again, great idea, but that could go to the left, but we don't need that with our youth council. I strongly recommend invitation only with your family and friends.
I agree. We are living in a very different world now, and so I absolutely agree with you.
I would like to hear Erica from Madam Chair.
Thank you. Yeah. I was going to say the same thing, Dr. People Joiner, that we want to hear from some of the youth council as well. What are your thoughts? What is your reaction to what we've just heard? We do have to take those things very seriously into consideration. I just shared with you all that we always have police presence, but yeah, things have changed, just as Miss Erica said.
Absolutely. I think that I think the idea that who brought up the idea about drawing the figures without faces? I really like that idea because, Jayla, thank you for that. I really like that idea because it wasn't too specific on certain people, which would have probably made that really inviting for a lot of people, gang members and friends of those people, things of that sort. And I also think that making sure that, I think that in the past, we talked about how who you invited was family, but also it has to be people that are, I believe there was an age limit for the friends that you were able to bring along with you as well. So making sure that you're only inviting your close friends, invitation only. I completely agree.
And yes, the age was to make sure that we are talking about people who are 18 and younger, because we do want it to be youth. So we're talking about toddlers all the way up through high school, but that's it. Because this is a youth expression wall. It's not a wall that is open to all ages.
I also think with the youth expression wall, we should maybe try to get it as broad as possible when it comes to the memorial stuff. I like the idea of the memorial, but I think that weighing the consequences and benefits, the consequences of the stuff that could happen way more than the positive outcomes that can come from it.
So Jacob, are you recommending that perhaps the memorial part not be included and it just focus more broadly on youth violence?
Well, I think that maybe they can be like a saying like rest in peace to basically all the youth, to all the people that died due to youth gang violence this year. Just a little saying or whatever. But I don't think we should go like super in depth with names or faces, anything like that.
Okay.
But that's just my opinion. I'd like to hear everyone else's thoughts on that.
I can actually agree on that because I know people get very touchy about certain loved ones that have passed. So I feel like if we really focus and make it more of a memorial on specific people and not like just everyone in general, that people are going to like really feel opinionated and they're going to get really angry because, you know, they weren't included in such of a manner of making the memorial because they actually knew that person. So I can kind of see what Jacob's saying and I kind of agree with that, really.
Yeah, I also would like to say, I think that if we kind of stray, not really like stray from the very specific memorial, that we can probably honestly have more people. And that's my question, actually. If we stray from the memorial, like piece, do you think that we could post, like, we could follow through with Gufran's idea and just say that we're doing like the youth expression wall on community and or youth violence and community, and then we could probably post it to social media, or would we still just do invite?
I believe it was kind of like the whole idea of youth violence. And the specificity of it is kind of what is a little bit more inviting for certain groups of people that could cause negative reactions to the expression wall. I think that if we, I think that it based on what we've been advised to do, I think that it might be best to just do invitation only. And it's okay to probably reach out to people at your school and such. Just yeah, and if, like I might go talk to my arts teacher at Reynolds about, hey, do you have any students who would like to help do the expression wall with us? But I think that the overall posting on social media, I think that that can be kind of taken away if we just talk face to face, invitation only. Are there any other thoughts about this?
I mean, I have one. It's just mainly that it's sad that we have to go through all this. Like, when we started planning this, I didn't think about the fact that other games could show up to it. Some people, some safety issues could highlight and stuff, and that's really sad. My second thing is during this whole entire meeting, I was just drawing and stuff, and I'm gonna take a better picture of it. But like, I don't know if like anyone can really see it, but we could have like faceless people in general, and then have some sort of slogan. It's not a good slogan, but pretty much it just says like, we are children, we face violence every single day, and this needs to stop. That's pretty much all it really said. That's not like the base. Like, I don't want that to be like, oh, this is the idea that we should go with. I'm just like putting that idea out there with the faceless things. That's what I sort of meant by faceless stuff, I guess. But yeah, I'm really
necessarily advertise that, but that can definitely be like a small portion of our of the wall. I mean, we had this huge wall to use up. So I think that could be a small portion that we add on to it if that is on the table.
I do have a question for Dr. Pam. I wanted to ask if like there was like any imagery or anything like that we should probably avoid in our like design, because like you were saying, Jayla, like there was a lot of things about the gangs and stuff I hadn't considered. So possibly maybe some of the design I guess ideas we have might, like, I don't know, kind of give a message that might be a bit, I don't know how to explain it really.
Inappropriate.
Yeah.
So I kind of have a question. Who's our target audience? Like, who are we trying to reach with our expression wall this year?
Since we're tying it kind of to our annual project, it would probably be from the more so with like teen youth, high school, that 14 to 18 range, but it can be open to middle school because there is middle school violence. So in general, probably that like preteen to senior year high school range.
So with our target audience, what are we trying to say to them? So are we telling the audience to stop the violence? Are we asking them to remember the people who died this year? Like, what's our mission? And I think after we figure all that stuff out, the rest will come easily.
Well, our annual project this year, and please chime in about your opinions as well. I think our annual project was a lot about prevention and ways to prevent those things and finding healthier outlets and ways to dissolve these conflicts that are going on. So I think that we can definitely focus more so on the prevention aspect and like joining together to help prevent teen gang violence and teen youth violence.
I do want to chime in before I give the stage to Dr. Joyner, because I do see that she has her hand raised. But I do think that we should honestly consider the community aspect as well. Just overall painting something that portrays community, because while I think that this is probably one of the most significant things that we like do in terms of like the community really can see it, people will walk by this every day, youth, adults, whoever. And so I think that if we really focus on the prevention and just like the community, like, I don't really know what specific ideas we can do revolving around community, but something that portrays Winston-Salem as like one whole, I think that would be pretty good.
Jeremiah, the answer to your question is no, you don't have to stay away from certain colors. But I have to run, guys. I'm getting ready to meet my team for dinner. But I would say that can you all maybe stay away from gang violence? Can it be a wall of peace, a wall of unity, a wall of something else? Because again, when you're talking about gang violence, none of you all are in gangs. I don't want people coming to the wall asking those questions. And as Miss Erica said, it's sad that it has to be like this, but it is like this. And I have to look at it from the safety standpoint. If you having gang violence, stay away from gang violence. You're going to have the guys, I'll just say my guys, coming down, they're asking, what y'all know about gangs? That's the last thing I need. We need, as a city, for you all to do such a positive painting, and I have people coming from the sides of the city coming down and starting trouble. I can't stress it enough. So again, peace, unity, something else besides gang violence. Just a thought. Your thoughts. Someone talk to me. Ava, someone that knows me. I need some feedback before I get off this call.
I do want to say, I do agree with Dr. Pam, like in a good way. I think that we did focus a lot on the gang violence and school violence, like throughout this entire project. And I think that if we did like community, peace, unity for our expression wall, as our like final send off, especially for a lot of seniors this year who have served their 4 terms, or just like a pretty tough year in general. If we focus on something positive to end the year with, I think that it will mean much more to the community than keep straining and harping on the one topic. And I think I think that's the good way to go if we focus like peace, unity, community for our expression wall.
And part of your project also did
peace, unity, community. I'm sorry, Erica. I liked that. She was just talking like blah, 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 peace, unity, community. I'm like, oh my gosh, Ava. I think that could potentially be what you all have, as your theme, and maybe that could be what's painted at the top or at the bottom, wherever you want it to be. But I wanted to capture that. Ava remembered that in case everybody else agrees. Okay, sorry, Ms. Erica, go ahead.
No worries. I just wanted to say that the other part of your project also focused on mental health and mental health resources. And so maybe that's also something that you can bring in as well, just positive mental health reinforcements, whatever that may look like, to kind of get away from the violence part of it.
Okay, guys, I have to go. Erica, Attorney Alberha, if you guys just let me know what needs to happen as far as the police. But I am really begging you guys to please stay away from gun violence and gang violence, because it's gonna bring some issues. I deal with it every day, and it's not good. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Dr. Pam. We appreciate you as always.
Thank you for your input.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
It's very sad.
So I think that we can agree on the idea of community, unity, peace, joining together, that type of thing. And then I think that we can go into details, like I said earlier, with like the designs, the things that we want to incorporate within the on the wall through communication, just bringing up ideas. We can email back and forth talking about ways that we can portray that, if that's okay with everyone else. Are there any more thoughts about this?
One thing is this, before you all sign off, can we please have one last picture while everybody's here on camera? We just want to take a picture. We may share it on the website. Miss Erica may get creative and share it some other way. Who knows? But this is your last official meeting, because you're going to be painting the youth expression wall next time we all get together. And so I just want to say, I know this won't be the last time, but I really just want to thank you all so very much for such a productive year. You all have really been a dynamic group. You have impressed everywhere you've gone and everything you've done. And it has truly been because of each and every one of you. So congratulations. You've set the bar high for next year. And so really, thank you. And you've had some awesome officers in Addison, Ava, and Gufran. I mean, they are just outstanding. And wait a minute, we had a fourth officer, didn't we? He was our historian. Who am I forgetting? Did you say something, Ava?
I feel like I'm confused in it, but I thought that our historian was Jada. I'm not sure, but for some reason I thought that it was.
Me.
I was the historian.
Oh, Jordan, I'm so sorry. Okay, yes. Jordan too, of course. Awesome officers. So we just thank you so much. And so everybody, are you ready? You have everything in place for the screenshot? Lighting looks good. Some of y'all need to give us some more light. Madison, thank you for your light. Jacob, we need some light. Oh, you
All right,
look,
2
you
seconds.
should just go in
My-
there with your sister. You know, her light is beautiful.
2 seconds. My computer had died, so I had to use my phone. I'm gonna cut the light on in a second.
Okay. So the other thing is, who's doing the screenshot? Because I don't know what I'm doing. Surely somebody knows how to do a screenshot.
It has to be somebody that can see everybody. Because I cannot see everybody. Who's on a computer that can see everybody? Jeremiah.
I heard somebody say I'll do it. Who was that?
Jeremiah.
Oh, okay. Great.
Clutch. That is your new nickname.
Hey, Jacob, it's good to see you.
Should I do a countdown like 3, 2, 1, and then boom? Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I got it. Oh wait, Jordan.
Thank you.
Wait, Jordan. She didn't.
What happened?
Jordan's camera.
Oh no. That's right.
Oh, there's.
You need to do another one?
Yeah, just one more. All right. 3.
Okay.
2, 1. Smile, Jordan. Okay, I got it.
Awesome. Will you email that
All
to me?
right.
Please?
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much, everybody. Okay, Addison. Sorry, it's yours. Now that we're done, right?
All righty. Thank you all for your input and everyone's ideas for this end of the year youth expression wall. I'm so excited to see all of you very, very soon on the 7th. But without further ado, I adjourn this meeting at 6:53.
And thank you to our seniors. You rock. Keep in touch with us.
Awesome.
I know we'll see you at the expression wall.
And some of you on
seniors.
And some of you on cab.
That's right. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.